honeysuckle is like one of the most nostalgic smells to me. And I picked one on my walk, and I was just smelling it, and like just really brightened my day. But it's not what this is about, and I don't want this video to be too cliche. Because as we know around here, the 3 or 4 people that are subscribed to this channel, it's been a tough one. I'm in a rut or something, and it's been non-linear growth, moving backwards at times, and pushing forward and moving backwards and pushing forwards. And it's been exhausting, and I'm exhausted, and I've been exhausted for months. So I'm not trying to be cliche when I say this, but before I even picked up those flowers, but oh, there's a bird. Before I picked those up, I was on my walk, and I was just thinking and praying a little bit about everything. And it might be like I'm trying not to like have this be one of those times where it's like, today I'm kind of like a little bit more on, quote unquote, on track than you might usually find me. I've just had I've been off Instagram today. Yep. Which has helped my mental health exponentially. Still scrolled on YouTube Shorts, but still been off of social media for the most part. I ate much better today. I had a good weekend with my mom, which really contributed to all this, like just positivity in general. And what else today? I feel better. I worked out early this morning. I was able to wake up, get out of bed. I just felt a little bit of energy today to just try, you know? And that's the first time, excuse my yawn. It's the first time I've felt that. Oh my gosh, this fucking freaking thing, dude. Okay. Just doing it to the sidewalk. It's not even in front of this house. It's like the first time I've felt that, the drive to like try in like a couple weeks, which is sad. But the last few videos I've made on here, I'm just kind of processing through how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking about. They've kind of been in the thick of it. They've really been in the thick of the bad stuff that I've been going through. The depressive episode, the just like, I feel like I kind of was like slipping backwards in my health and my mental health and my relationships. I was definitely like isolating a lot. My habits were slipping, spending more time on my phone. Just like all that stuff. The last few videos I've made on here were really in the thick of it. We're really in the middle of what I was going through. And I was still saying stuff like, I want to get better. I want to get better. I want to get better. And I would always say, like, oh, like next week, or like when I have the energy to start feeling or trying or whatever. And I think I hate that mentality of it. I really hate that mentality of it. because it's like, if you want to get better, try now. Like, don't put like a start date on it. Like, it's a lifestyle that you have to live to feel better. Like, even like spiritually speaking, like all this like spiritual warfare that I've gone through, it's like, oh, like you can't just say, I'm gonna wake up next Monday and start reading my Bible and praying every day. It's like, no, just start praying right then. Like, hello? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Don't set a start date. But I kind of did that the last few weeks. Kind of just said, kind of been letting myself crash out. And letting myself like feel the pain that I've needed to feel, because I think I uncovered one of the biggest stressors in my life, and it's not what I thought it was. It's not necessarily the job, even though my job is stressful, and it's also not necessarily the existential thoughts that I have on a daily basis of like what I'm doing with my life, what I should be doing with my life. It's a simple thing. It's actually just whether or not I should move. I think that I've learned like, oh, like that's like all I think about oftentimes. And I don't know. It's just been a really heavy on my brain thing. And there's so many pros and so many cons on both sides. And I literally don't know what I'm going to do. And today was the day that I kept telling myself over the last 2 weeks, like while I was just feeling this, just like the weight of everything, maybe even 3 weeks. It's been rough. I've been saying like when the day after my mom leaves town, which is today, like she left town Monday, or she left town yesterday. It's Monday today. She was here for the weekend. I was kind of telling myself like, I'm going to try to like really put in the effort in getting back to a place that I'm happy with. Want to, like what I said in my last video, I want to prove myself wrong. Prove the part of myself that I have been kind of just like letting loose. The part of myself that is self-sabotaging, self-hatred, like all of those things. I've been kind of letting that version of myself like run rampant. Because, well, I just didn't have the energy. And I think something the last 2 weeks has let me do is really feel what was stressing me out. Really identify, look at what I'm going through in my life and say, what are the stresses that I'm going through? Why am I even like going through this? Like, what is happening? And I think I've learned a few things. One of them is the moving thing. That has been, it's huge. I mean, like, it's like, I was thinking about this today. It's like, people say about like, oh, where do you live? Where do you live? Because like, that's how they refer to like, where you, like, your house or whatever. Like, that's how they ask, is like, where do you live? What's your house, or where's your house or apartment or like whatever. that's like such a big question. And I feel like that shows the weight of it, because it's like, this is a whole different tangent, but it's like, I don't just live at my house. I live right now. I'm not at my house. I'm on a walk, and I'm living. And I live at work. I'm living there. I'm living while I'm in my car. I'm living at the gym. I'm living when I'm at the movie theater or at my friend's house or at church. Like, I'm living at all of those places too. But it's like, when people say that, they know it's like, oh, like you spend a lot of time there. Obviously, that's probably why that phrase got picked up. But also, like, it's important to how you feel. And I'm split really heavily between whether or not I should live where I am or move. So I'm trying to figure that out. So that was the first thing I identified as like, oh, this is honestly killing me. Like, not knowing what to do, feeling the stress and pressure of trying to make, or having to make a decision soon. The imminent, like, day coming up that I'll have to decide whether to move or not. That's a lot. So that's like the number one. When I was with my mom, I was telling her like about even like the places, like the places people live and how important that is, and how I oftentimes think about like whether, oh, should I move back to Washington? She was like, oh, you think about that? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I think about that like every day. And it really made me think about it. I was like, oh, like, okay, that's another thing I think about. Like, I think about how I miss my family and how I feel far from them, and I feel drawn or feel separated by distance and miles and stuff. But like, I know, I feel like someday I'll want to, oh, so that tree is very pretty. I feel like someday I'll want to like maybe move back closer or just like go to that environment, because there's positives and negatives of Washington. You like, right, like it's, you don't see the sun for like 9 months. I think that'll be really hard on me right now, but also it's like the most beautiful place in the world. So it's like, you know, which, take it or leave it. So California is, you see the sun, you get to go on these beautiful walks every day, but like, it's hot and you're away from your family. Everything's expensive. Like, there's always this pros and negatives. So that's another thing I like thought, and like, since I like was just letting myself crash out, letting myself just feel everything, I was like, oh yeah, like, I think that does weigh on me like a lot. So it's the moving, and also just the like circumstantial, like, you know, which state should I be in, and for how long, and like, it's just another thing. And I think I haven't quite identified what it is with food that stresses me out so much. I think it's that I want control, and that I want to feel well, it's more so like, what stresses me out about food is that there's no linear answer to what is the right thing at the right time. I think the thing that stresses me out is you're taught this idea that like, you should not like demonize any food, or like, you should not like look at food as bad. there should be balance. Everyone should have a balance. And then also taught this idea like you should eat this healthy, quote unquote, healthy food because you need to take care of your body. But then there's also the balance, like, oh, well, like, I feel like you can't do both. It's like balancing the balance. That is hard for me. And so I just result in like crashing out and being like, well, like, if I can't balance this, I'm just gonna like eat my feelings away. Which is terrible also. Sunset, we're back. We're so back. So that's another stressor. And I don't know exactly where it comes from. I think what sure does not help, I don't want to blame the whole thing on it. What sure doesn't help though is being on like social media and seeing all these people say how you should eat and what you should eat and how you should restrict and what you should not eat and what you should eat and like all these things. And it gets to be exhausting. And I do not think that that is the sole reason of any of it. I think it's a contributing factor. I think it's a lot more within myself. That's why like every therapy session I've had, oh my gosh, it's so pretty up there with the golden light. Every therapy session I've had for the last couple of weeks has just been like, I just like blabber on about like all of these problems, and it's like, oh, like the answer is all like actually within. It's like not about all of these external things. It's really about within myself and a balance of finding this balance to be okay with myself. So it all goes back to me, and I don't know exactly how to deal with that yet. I think it's a mindset thing for a big one. It's like I want to teach myself why something was in my shoe. But like, hey. I have written down in my notes app like a way to like, if I am ever like starting to stress about like what to eat, like, or like just like I can feel like this like noise in my head just like buzz when like I don't know what to do. And it's like boredom or something, but it's like a better way to approach like looking at, I think it's not just food too, it's stuff like exercise and like simple stuff, even like how much music I'm listening to, what kind of music I'm listening to. Like, it's just like a way to approach life. It's something I'm trying to rewire within myself, to be more so to the fact that like, or more so like angled at the fact that I am not a bad person for doing any of these things, or like eating this or drinking this or working out or skipping working out or not eating this or not drinking that. It's like it doesn't relate to my morality. And like there is a balance that can be found. I don't know, but it's like clearly like the decisions that are what lead to stress, anxiety, like just everything I've been going through. And I've been just letting myself crash out, like I said like a million times this video. But again, today I've had this thought over the weekend, and I'm practicing it today, that um, I've had this thought that I'm just gonna sit on the curb for a second. I've had this thought that I won't make it anywhere by giving up. And it's like, no shit. Like, whatever. And I kind of do regret like letting myself crash out, but it almost felt like during this last one, like I almost had no choice. Like I was just too overwhelmed with life and everything else going on that I didn't even know. I couldn't even tell you what was going on, like, for a lot of it. I feel like until this weekend. Except for a few moments of clarity where I was like just trying to figure myself out. There's like a whole family gonna pass me. Hey.
And she decides to
Awkward. But ultimately, whether or not I regret myself or letting myself crash out, I kind of stumbled into this place where I was just recalling the love that I have for routine and how much that helped me when I was trying to get out of this before. I fell in love with like this, you know, going on a 2-hour-long walk every day. And I fell in love with working out and filling my days and like having barely enough time to make it work, but I made it work and then it's good. I fell in love with that. And I know, like, I made this whole video saying like or like a couple videos ago saying, you know, like the same bandage won't work for a different wound, or this routine doesn't need to be the same thing. And it doesn't, but it's like, I don't think no bandages are good. So I'm just gonna try to find the ones that work. So this is what I'm doing today. That's all I'm really trying to say is throwing it at the wall and seeing if it sticks. yeah, I don't know. This feels like anticlimactic because I don't think this is the final answer. And the answer would be like just going back to the same routine that I had been going on before, where it's like, oh, working out as much as possible and like, or like lifting and walking and eating well and all these things. But all those, like, objectively, those are good for me. So can they really hurt in the meantime? Probably not. Even if this is not, even if they're not the ultimate solution to all this, those things ain't gonna hurt. Like, they are not gonna hurt me to try. And I think the solution is all within myself, is what I've learned through all this, is that it's good to identify the things that were wrong, or not are wrong, but like just that are hard, and give myself the space to think about them now. And so that's one of the things I'm gonna like practice. It's like, it's not just like the rigidity of a routine, but also like I need to like give myself space to think. Like, I think this last weekend was so helpful because my mom was here and I could process all this stuff, and I've been processing stuff through therapy, which has been great, but also processing stuff in the meantime and making these videos. Like, doing this like literally makes me think about my life in a brand new way, and being quiet and like thinking helps so much. And again, it's not the ultimate bandage, but it'll help. So I don't know the answer, but I will try to find a solution. I don't know the problem, but I will. I don't know the problem, but I will try to find a solution. That might be what I call this one, but thanks for watching. This one was kind of weird, but yeah.